Hey there, Mark Bowden and Michael Leckie here for another Career Ask Me Anything. And as we've been doing for the last few weeks, we're focusing on politics, the election, and what that can tell us about work, careers, and getting on with everybody around you. Here's a question that came in. How can corporate leaders effectively address... Oh, no, it wasn't that one. Wrong question. Here's the actual question. What strategies can managers adopt from presidential campaigns to build and motivate high-performing teams? So, what have we seen? What have we seen in the presidential campaign that's going on right now that could help anybody in business understand how to better motivate their teams? Michael Leckie, what's your best go at this one?
Yeah, it's interesting. So where is there a high-performing team? Well, at the risk of coming across as partisan here, I'm going to say right now that the Harris campaign has a higher performing team than the Trump campaign. They have seized the momentum in the polls, moved things forward. So what's the difference between the two? Setting aside, let's assume they're both people that are relatively skilled at what they do and have similar levels of experience, but one's really taking off and one seems to be struggling to find their footing. Well, that high-performing team, I think that one of the things we can take away from it is, interestingly enough, they have something new to sell, to put forward, to put out there in the world. They have a message that is giving them inspiration, hope. You hear the words they're using, hope and joy, not going back. They're talking about moving forward. They have a message that is resonating with people emotionally. Now, I'm not saying as a leader that your whole job is to play with people's emotions, but people need a reason to follow. Part of the work I do is I work with a private equity company, and we have a number of companies that I work with currently. And generally, these companies are all in an earlier state, right? So their future is by no means guaranteed. And so what do we need to do? We need to build the things that give people a view of the future, a place that they're going to that they feel excited about. And right now, there's a lot of excitement about where the country could go under a Kamala Harris presidency. I look at the Trump campaign, and what the excitement about is getting Trump back in office, which we've been through. And for those of us who are in the United States, whether you like him or not, we've been through 8 years or more almost of a Trump presidency, 4 years of him as the president, and 4 years of him saying, I should still be the president, want to be the president again. And it is something that even when I talk to people I know that are diehard fans, they're like, but it is getting a little bit old. And so one of the things I think that we can do to really get our teams motivated is to give them something to shoot for that resonates and that matters to them. And sometimes that newness and freshness can matter. It's why I think organizations need to have a core strategy, but refresh what they're doing, or need to have a core competency and be able to refresh their strategy and keep reinventing themselves. And we've seen that with companies. My whole book, The Heart of Transformation, is about how you build transformation, how you build change as a capability and transformation as a capability. And those organizations that do it effectively embrace something new. If you take like a Netflix that went to, we're just sending you out, DVDs, to now we're providing streaming content, to now we're creating amazing content, they gave their team something new to shoot for. And politically or otherwise, love him or hate him, Elon Musk gives his team something new to shoot for. The future of electronic vehicles, the future of space travel, the future of colonization of Mars. They give them something that motivates them and gets them excited, that's looking forward and maybe is a little bit new. That's what comes to mind for me first, Mark. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think for those people who don't quite know where to go at the moment, probably the Democrats have their attention at the moment, and they've got their attention through, Michael, that news value of the new. There are many news values out there, okay? But newness, is one of the ways of getting people's attention. If you have the word new in a title, in the title of an email or the banner headline on a newspaper or on a website, it will get more attention than not having that word new. There are other words you can have as well that have news value, but newness is one of them. And so, they've done a really good job there of going for the new. And of course, that plays well against the opposite of that, which is the old. The old. somebody who's already done the job for 4 years. As you said, Michael, it's been said for the last 4 years, that should have been me up there. And he's now going, yeah, it should be me again. It starts to feel a very kind of old, decrepit message, and it plays right into the hands of who he was up against before, which was Biden. So essentially, great idea. Now, what do you then do to motivate people forward? You decide on that one news value, that one message, that one thing that is going to get people's attention, and you get everybody saying it again and again and again and again, which is why I'm just going to say the word new one more time, because Michael decided on that as the theme, as the idea. And so I don't want to distract from that, because we've got your attention on this idea of propagating the new in order to motivate yourself and the people around you. So find that new idea, find that new product, find that new way of getting people together, and push that again and again and again with the messaging. That's all I have on that one, Michael. Michael, take us out on this one.
Yeah, I agree. And what it makes me think of is, all the people I know that I've been the pleasure to work with, like yourself and others, my good friend Bob Mesta of the Rewired Group, who invented jobs to be done theory with Clay Christensen. He talks about the forces of progress, and he says that for get people to change, there's 4 of them, but 2 I'm going to highlight. One is the pull of the new, which is exciting, but one of the pushes back is the pushback of what we're used to and comfortable with. And so what's really interesting that we've seen politically with the Harris and the Trump campaigns, which I think we can think about in general leadership in any organization, is there needs to be that pull of the new and the excitement, but people are also going to want the comfort of the old. And so it was really, I think, a masterstroke, or they just got really lucky, but they fell into saying, Kamala can be new. She can be new because of her gender, because of her race, because of her ideas, because of her distinctions from Joe Biden. And she can have some comfort because she's been right next to the job, but just for these last 4 years. So it's kind of a best of both worlds, whereas right now the Trump campaign is dealing with, hey, we had the old and we want more of the old, and the old is great and we want to go back. We want to again, make it again is their thing. But people aren't looking for a solid again. They want new, but they want to feel comforted that it's not too new. So I think these are some lessons we can take. And by the way, for those of you watching, if you don't know Bob's work, check it out. Read one of his books. There's many out there. Demand Side Sales is a great place to start. So an unauthorized commercial for a great book. And if you have more questions for us on our Career Ask Me Anything with Mark Bowden and Michael Leckie, especially right now currently on our Politics of Leadership series or anything, go ahead and just put your comments in the space below whatever video format you're watching this on. Or if you really want to make sure you get to us right away, you go to my website, michaelleckie.com/ask. And there is a form there you can put your questions in. We will get to them as soon as we can, and we love hearing from you. Thank you so much. Have a great day.